Did you guys watch that trailer for the Northman? We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down for the Northman. Okay, guys, the new Northman trailer just dropped. I hope you've had time to check it out. We're going to break it down now, and we're going to talk about it here on Weird Domains Movie News Live, where we talk about all of the entertainment headlines of the day, guys. And if you don't know how this show works, we talk about all the movie news headlines that actually do come out. We go through them pretty quickly, and if you want to follow along with the live chat, by all means, we'll talk and discuss these things. And if you want to watch afterwards, pay attention in the comment section and description below. We'll leave some timestamps for you guys about all of these juicy topics. Fuzz in the live chat says, hey, how's it going, man? Cool. All right, so let's talk about that Northman trailer that came out, and well, it just dropped like a few like an hour ago. Really. So it's just a quick, well, it's about a minute and 40 seconds there, and I really liked it. It really showcased the cinematography and the feeling, the tone of what you're going to get in this movie. This opening shot here is breathtaking. It's just him looking at the camera. He's got blood on his face. You can tell he just dispatched somebody. And we'll go through the IMDb list here now. We'll look at the tomato meter, look at the early buzz, take a look at the wiki page, and we'll just break this down as much as I can, because The Northman is one of the films that I'm looking forward to quite a bit. And we're not going to go through the entire trailer. I'm not going to watch it here, because if you want to watch that, I'll leave a link to that in the description below, because YouTube likes to copyright claim stuff. So, well, I don't want to get this claimed. This is the bread and butter show, right? So basically, he's just sitting there talking, having like an inner monologue with himself, and then some people come in and pillage and burn this thing, this hut down. And that's what I heard from the early buzz. We'll take a look at the tomato meter, and we'll see some reviews out there that say that some of the brutality in this is pretty monstrous. Like, they don't pull any punches, and that's cool, man. That's great. And you really get that feeling and that sense of dread in this trailer. It has to do a lot with the cinematography. If you look at the color palette for this, it's a lot of grays, it's a lot of dark, muted colors. And Robert Eggers, if you don't know who he is, he did The Witch and stuff like that. So he's in The Lighthouse too, right? Well, we'll take a look at that once we go and take a look at the IMDb and stuff. We'll get acquainted with who he is and the rest of the cast. But like the color palette, it's got that dark, drab look to it. And I love this trailer, man. This was a good trailer. Talk about days for trailers. Like yesterday, we had the Stranger Things 4 trailer. Today, we got this trailer. Awesome, man. Really awesome. And it looks like Ethan Hawke is going to get his. I think this is the father figure of Skarsgård. So like the trailers gave the impression that it's going to be like a revenge kind of tale, that somebody gets offed and then he's going to go and seek revenge. But we'll take a look at the synopsis here in just a moment. I don't think this page did a good service on that. Synopsis: a Viking prince seeks justice for the murder of his father. And we'll take a look at the IMDb synopsis a little bit closer. But yeah, it looks like Ethan Hawke is going to get it in this one. And it looks like they're even showing us that here. But it's like, that's part of the tagline. That's like, okay, well, that happens. The cast in it looks great. We'll pull up the cast list on the IMDb here in just a few moments. But let's just take a few more shots of this trailer. Looks like there's a glacier there. And looks like there's a track of people there, or some houses or something. And we know that he goes to an island where he meets Anya Taylor-Joy, like some Icelandic island or something, and that's where she comes in. She's kind of like a witch. Her name is Olga. I don't know how that's going to work in, but apparently this is going to be like throwing back to what Hamlet was all about. So an absolute beast of a movie, and like the cinematography in this, oh, it's breathtaking. It looks like he's going to have some horror flashbacks of, maybe that's Ethan Hawke, that's his dad, right? He's haunting him, telling him to go out and seek revenge. Man, this trailer was awesome. Absolutely breathtaking. What did you guys think about it? If you had a chance to see it, This was the only iffy shot, but I mean, come on. Obviously, he's not going to jump off there. You can tell that a little bit of wire work was obviously used for that, but you know what? No big deal. You're not going to, once you see that in motion and you see that tied in with the rest of the scenes and how that's going to play out, I think you're not even going to care about that stuff. That's Nicole Kidman right there, right? Is that her? Apparently, she's got a great performance in this. There's Bjork. They haven't been shy about showing her. I'm guessing this is probably going to be like the only scene that she's going to be in, though. But I like her headdress. Definitely cool, man. And if they're going to an Icelandic, well, that makes sense, right? Because she's Icelandic, right? So cool, man. And if she's playing some kind of homage to her ancestral bloodlines, that's cool. That's awesome. Really cool, man. There's a volcano there. I'm sure that's like going to be like symbolic of his rage. It's erupting like a volcano. Like the imagery in this, like they're very smart about it. And I don't know if this is going to be towards the end, but the action scene here at the end of them fighting in the fire, you got shades of like the 13th Warrior in there, like that, fighting when it's dark and when it's at night and these fires are all around. And I like these long tracking shots. It started with that long tracking shot, this trailer, and then it ends with this long tracking shot of him just kind of going through some inner monologue, and we get the writing there, and I'm guessing in their language, the language that this is in, the Northman. And that trailer was absolutely awesome. I hope you guys had a chance to go and check that out because it was awesome. Okay, so let me just pull up the old bars here. And if you want to follow me on the social medias, follow me right there. Let's take a look at the IMDb and take a look at the synopsis right now and see what if anything more that we can see. It's rated R, 2 hours and 16 minutes, comes out next Friday. Of course, I'll be seeing it on the Thursday night, guys. And yeah, from visionary director Robert Eggers comes The Northman, an action-filled epic that follows a young Viking prince on his quest to avenge his father's murder. Yeah. Okay, so Robert Eggers. Let me pull up his IMDb here on the side while we look at the cast. Alexander Skarsgård plays Amleth. Nicole Kidman's Queen Gudrun. Ethan Hawke is the father. Yeah, there we go. King. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that. Gustav Lind is Thorir the Proud. Anya Taylor-Joy is Olga of the Birch Forest. Interesting. Claes Bang is Volnir the Brotherless. Okay, so, Willem Dafoe is in this. I forgot about that. Did we see him in this trailer? If we did, it was just a quick shot. I think we saw him more in the first trailer. He plays like an old man kind of thing. Hymir the Fool. Cool, but you can't go wrong with Willem Dafoe. So Willem Dafoe worked with him in The Northman, right? Let's take a look at Robert Eggers here and his resume. The Lighthouse, The Lighthouse, sorry. He was in The Lighthouse. So he's worked with Willem Dafoe before. And of course he did The Witch. Production designer. So he does a lot of the production designing himself too. Cool. Well, that's where he started, I guess. Let's take a look at his directing credits. Northman, Lighthouse, Witch. That's a great resume. Starting off with some video shorts, and that's how you got to do it, man. That's how you got to do it. And like his cinematography, his style, his pacing, everything about the way that he's handled this project, The Northman, has been fantastic. And his other works, like The Witch, really put him on the map. And then, of course, The Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe really put him on the map. So let's take a look at the tomato meter and see if this changed. No. So we saw yesterday it started out at like 89% or something and then went up to 90%. And I think the audience score is going to be the same too. I think the audience score for The Northman is going to be in the high 90s as well. Unfortunately, this movie's not going to be having like the same kind of wide audience like Doctor Strange 2. We'll talk about that later on too, but it's not going to have that big of a reception, but I think it's going to be well received by the people that go out and see it because the early buzz is great. It's fantastic, and I am so hyped for this. Did we read this one yesterday? Egger's immersive approach and stylistic flair creates one wild, applause-worthy combat scene after another. So it sounds like there's lots of fighting in this, reminding viewers why he's one of the most unique visual artists working today. Cool. Cool, man. And look at all the positive reviews there. There's not one little green stamp on there. There was one yesterday, and I think I read that one. This intimate, culturally rich storytelling on a brutal, epic scale, Hannah Flint from Empire says. So that's sort of what the buzz is there, guys. You can get that impression that people are enjoying it. And that trailer was perfectly timed for like next Thursday. It's going to drop. And I think, wow, cool, man. I just wanted to take one quick glance here at the wiki. Just to see if it confirmed anything. Because I was told that this was supposed to be like what inspired Hamlet, right? This is what Shakespeare kind of took, like this story and this where it was originated, but I couldn't find it anywhere on here. Premise: The Northman is a revenge thriller, Viking prince. Okay. Production. Okay. No. And I think the only real bad thing I've seen is that perhaps they went too much into the Viking lore. Some people perhaps felt like they were overwhelmed with it, but I don't care about that. As long as they keep it to that simple premise, that like the premise that it's a revenge after his dad was killed. That's something that we can all kind of latch onto and gravitate to. Like that simple premise. Have some other more detailed stuff in there. But if it's simple like that, then I think, people will get on board with that. People will be able to say that, I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to the Northman. All right, guys. So if you've seen it, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. We're going to move on and talk about some more movie news stories here now. And if you want to follow me on the social medias, they're right there. Which I got to get back onto the TikTok. I'm slowly building my audience up there, and I've been kind of enjoying that process. Okay, so yesterday, Gilbert Gottfried passed on. Well, it wasn't yesterday. It was actually the day before that. But the news broke yesterday, and everybody's been talking about it. We have to talk about that now. It's kind of a bummer story, I know, but it's part of life's process. Gilbert Gottfried, comedian and Aladdin star, dies at 67, and that's young. That's too young, 67. Now, I'm still more than 20 years away from that. More than 20 years away from that. Way more than actually 20 years, thank God. But I guess he was battling a long-time illness, and his family announced on Tuesday that he had passed. And I think they put out a social media post here. We are heartbroken to announce the passing of our beloved Gilbert Gottfried after a long illness. In addition to being the most iconic voice in comedy, Gilbert was a wonderful husband, brother, friend, and father to his two young children. Although today is a sad day for all of us, please keep laughing as loud as possible in Gilbert's honor. Love the Gottfried family. And that's the impression that I got from all of the tributes coming out about him, is that he was just a real stand-up dude. And if you actually do listen to, like, he was known for his annoying voice, but when you actually listen to some of his other interviews where he's talking with his normal voice, he sounded very grounded. He sounded very down to earth. And his resume, he did the voice of the parrot in Aladdin, and a whole bunch of other stuff. He just sounded like he was a class act, and battling an illness for that long. That's not fun. That's not fun. And that's a bummer. What do you guys have? Any kind of favorite memories of him? I wanted to share something actually with. I pulled up an article about him. He was on Night Court, which was like a comedy show in the 80s, where he was on the last season. He played like another attorney, and I'm not going to play you the full clip or anything, but this is where I first saw him, and this was like one of the last. That's Dan Fielding, who's going to be in the sequel, or in the reboot of Night Court. there was like some weird storyline going on there where he plays like the Phantom of the Night Court or something. But anyway, you got to see Gilbert there. He was dating the court person that takes all the voice notes and such. That's where I first started to really notice him, and that's a bummer, man. Night Court, definitely a fun show. It didn't really come into its own until the third season, but Gilbert Gottfried, man, yeah. Let's see. Rest in peace, man. All right. Okay, Doctor Strange. Okay, let's talk about more Doctor Strange because we got an official rating. Now, this will bum some people out. Oh, in the live chat there, Our Glass Viking said, so pleased that Eggers is attached to this project. Yeah. Yeah, because you know that he was going to take it with some seriousness to it, and he would put in flavor in there that magnitude that we see in that trailer. We've seen that kind of seriousness to it. It's grounded. It's brutal. It looks like they're not holding back anything, and I think that's what that movie needs, and that's cool. Okay, let's go on and talk about Doctor Strange 2 and its rating. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness officially rated PG-13. Okay, well, that's no big surprise. We knew that it probably wasn't going to just be PG because apparently, well, from the early scripts, they wanted to have this more of a horror version. And, well, that's why the original director, Scott Derrickson, was removed because he wanted to make it really horror. And, of course, Feige, well, you can't have a full-blown horror movie in the MCU. And this definitely looks like it's going to have tones of that because there was a new TV spot that came out and showed, like, Wanda crushing some skull with her powers, and she had blood all over her and stuff like that. So you can tell that they were definitely going for that rated R, or well, not the rated R, but that horror vibe. Fandango Raimi explained in a quote, I think that Kevin meant from my point of view that is that this film has a flavor of horror to it. I think when the original director Scott Derrickson and Kevin promoted the coming of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, they said that it was going to be the first Marvel superhero film that had an element of horror to it. So, and I heard that Derrickson really wanted to really push that. I hope I'm not misquoting them, but even after Scott left the picture due to creative differences, that was still the mandate to make the first Marvel film that had elements of horror in it. So I kept true to the original statements. Okay. So, there's that. There's a small clip from that TV spot there that came out the other day. And, she's crushing a skull there. She's got blood on her. And I think it's pretty much solidifies that Wanda is going to become the villain for this, at least this part of the iteration of the MCU. Maybe not fully in this version of this movie or in this movie, but eventually she's going to have they're going to have to talk her down from her rage, I guess, because they did say in the trailer, Doctor Strange gets to make changes like he did with Spider-Man, and why can't she by bringing back Vision and such and her kids, right? So there's going to be that darker tone to it, and we've seen that with like the zombie version of Doctor Strange, and apparently there's going to be some other kind of more curious things that we should look at, like the buzz for this is going to explode, and that's why they've kind of just dialed back on some of the critics, like the advanced critic screenings. Let's talk a little bit more about that buzz, because apparently people are saying that Doctor Strange 2 will feature more surprises than Endgame and No Way Home combined, and this was taken from another YouTuber's site, and we know that Professor X is going to be in there in some capacity. People are wanting to see Deadpool in there, and there's hints to what if. Are we going to see John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic? Are we going to see Tom Cruise as his version as Iron Man? Because they're going to have different universes right? So they can definitely bring in all of the surprises. That's what I'm thinking that's going to happen. Now, is it going to have more than Endgame or No Way Home combined? I mean, it's hard to top Toby and Andrew Garfield, right? So, and where did this come from? Oh, yeah, they said that this came from that guy's show. I'm not going to say his name. um, because I do pay attention to that channel because he's the competition, but he you watch his work and it's kind of like he likes to talk about movies, but you'll find that he likes to talk more. He likes, and when you actually start to listen to his perspective on movies, he doesn't really actually like movies all that much. He prefers just to talk, and that's kind of like, well, there's a market for that too. But who cares about that? I'm not going to rag on that. But that's where that came from. And that's not going to pay any attention to the buzz of Doctor Strange 2 about it being PG-13. It's not going to damage the box office that much. It's not going to take away from all of the surprises that are going to come out that people are going to be like, wow, I got to check that out. And that's going to get the box office revenues for sure. All right, let's move on to Jurassic World 3 has some new images out. Now, this came from this is from the Empire magazine, and they're very lo-fi. They're very low quality. It looks like there's some kind of brachiosaur or brontosaur right there in the water. This is taken from somebody's phone camera, it looks like. But they are new images. We see the doctor there, Wong. There's Pratt. Although I don't know if this is this looks like a behind-the-scenes photo there. You see some blue screen there. It looks like there's some people having some lunch back there or something. But what's he got on the table here? It looks like he's got another kind of lizardy kind of creature there. Lots of little arms or something underneath there. Cool. And I hope this, I found it interesting that they kind of turned the doctor there into kind of like the bad guy. So I hope they really push that into fruition in this one and let BD Wong there do what he can do, because if you've ever seen him give his all into like being a bad guy, like he played Hugo Strange on Gotham, like he did that so well, and he changed his voice and everything. He's a really good actor, and I want to see more of him in Jurassic World 3 for sure. Okay, so what else do we got here? I apologize for these images, but hey, this is we'll get better ones once this magazine comes out. But you just see somebody hiding here on what looks like an overturned bus or car or something, or subway. It looks like they're in some kind of a fighting ring here. They've got the raptors fighting each other, kind of like dog fighting. I don't know if I like that angle. I wish we didn't have to go there, but I guess that's what humans do. That's what we're going to have to anticipate. And then there's Mamadou Achi there at the bottom. You can't quite see him. His face is cut off. Looks like he's getting into a plane of some kind. Is that it? Oh, and there's Sam Neill. Okay. Dr. Grant. Okay. Cool, man. Cool new images. Apparently, yeah, Goldblum kept a book of unscripted Ian Malcolm lines for Jurassic World Dominion. Like he had this huge, well, not a huge thing, but he had like a book of these quotes that he could use. So it looks like he's going to give his all once again. And that's really cool to see Jeff Goldblum back and not just have him just be kind of like that bookend to the movies like the last one did. I think that's it for the new images. Oh, no, that wasn't. A few more. Okay, so yeah, that is that overturned vehicle of some kind. Laura Dern's in there. There's the Joker dinosaur. Actually, that more looks like a possible T-Rex there. Yeah, okay, there's a better image of that brontosaur or whatever. Bryce Dallas Howard. Okay, cool images, man. But once we get better ones like this, I think these were from the Empire magazine. And once better images come out in that kind of quality, we'll take a look at them better. But I saw them and I was kind of like, yeah, gotta take a look at those for sure. Yeah, what the heck is on the table there? That's a better cleaned up version. Looks like it's a flying kind of. Oh no, it's upside down. He's dissecting it. Weird, man. Is he going to try to create something like a version of Godzilla or something? Weird. But Jurassic World 3 images, guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. All right, let's move on to the Batman Blu-ray. We got some details as to what's going to be all on that. The Batman comes to Blu-ray with Catwoman, Penguin, and Joker deleted scenes. Cool. We saw one of the Joker deleted scenes, and maybe I should publish my full reaction to that. You guys already got that. You can figure out what's going on with that. But I guess Selena Kyle, played by Zoe Kravitz, meeting with Oswald Cobblepot at the 44 Below Club. We're going to get scenes like that. Okay, cool. Here's a full list of special features on the disc. Okay, of the 4K UHD combo pack and Blu-ray: Vengeance in the Meeting, Vengeance Meets Justice, the Batman Genesis. Okay, so these are just the names of the documentaries that are out there. Deleted scenes with director's commentary. So that's what I want to see, the director's commentary. As cool as it is to see them, I want to hear what the director has to say about them and why they were cut, especially because it's going to be almost like another hour of deleted scenes. I would, yeah, okay, we don't need to read the synopsis. And there's the Joker scene that everybody was talking about. Cool, man. So that's definitely going to be worthwhile to buy. Now, it comes out on digital release next Monday, right? Next Monday, the 18th. It was moved up from the 19th. Yeah, so next Monday it comes out on digital release, and I'm going to have to revisit that film. Maybe we'll do a watch along for the Batman. Yeah, that would be awesome, eh? Of course, who wants to sit here for 3 hours to watch that? I'll have to maybe put on a pillow on this chair. Yeah. Lots of people are going to have their reactions out next week. And we'll have to play it by ear. We'll have to see how that goes. Because The Batman so far definitely is one of the better movies of the year for sure. For sure. And on those extra, it looks like there's going to be a lot of documentaries on there. I want to see something of the stunts. Like the stunt work in it. Like especially with the car chase. Anatomy of the car chase. Yeah. Yeah, that one will be awesome to watch. And especially if they show us some of the designing of that Batmobile. That Batmobile was really cool. Because it was so different. It was like a muscle car. I like that a lot. I can't wait for that. But what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments below. Let's talk about a story that kind of bums people out. Well, it does bum at least one person out, and that's Millie Bobby Brown. And of course, as you know from Stranger Things yesterday, I'm a huge fan of hers. And apparently, Millie Bobby Brown calls out press for sexualizing her more after she's turned 18. Yes, apparently she just turned 18, like, a couple months ago anyway. And it's gross. And I've noticed that too, because I follow her on Instagram, and I follow a Reddit forum, and because I'm a Stranger Things fan, and she would put like little Easter eggs and stuff out there of what was going on behind the scenes and stuff. So I noticed ever since she did turn 18. They're showing a lot more pictures of her, and yeah, they're doing this word to her, and it's kind of gross. I mean, come on, she's just 18, guys. And yeah, and it's by the media too. And she's 18. Come on, guys, have some class. I'm a fan of hers because of her talent, right? Like her acting talent. Even in films that people don't necessarily like Enola Holmes, she's just able to read the dialogue and deliver the dialogue so well. It's kind of like, cool. I like this. I want to see more of this. And you can tell from those early seeds from that and like Stranger Things that she's going to be awesome. She's going to be a force to be reckoned with when she gets more adult material, like more adult themed in nature material, not adult film movies. Yeah, you know what I mean. But I saw this and it kind of bummed me out. Yeah, and I've noticed that too. People have just come out and just they crop pictures of her in certain angles and such, and it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of gross. It's gross. I agree with her. What do you guys think? Is that pretty gross? Let me know what you think in the comments below. But I'll always be on her side. Yeah. Arglass in the live chat says, I do a Batman watch along twice in a row, then watch the bubble once again. Yeah, that bubble was rough. That was very rough. Okay, what's this Warner Bros. Discovery headline? Well, it's a boring headline. It's about the industry, guys. We'll go through it rather quickly. David Zaslav's Warner Bros. Discovery empire takes shape. So this is the new guy that took over the helm there and merged the two companies, right? Discovery with Warner Bros. Guys, they've had the changing of the guard there, and if you want to go through and look at all these names, who's in and who's out, you can go over into Hollywood Reporter and they'll figure all that out. Really, I don't know how these stories get so much traction, but they do, and I'm probably under guessing the magnitude of this, but I don't know who any of these people are, but you got things in here like Chief People and Culture Officer. You know what that is? That's H&R. That's Human Resources, but they've worded it People and Culture Officer. Yeah, that's because I guess maybe Human Resources is getting a negative connotation to it now. Well, because I understand when you got these big companies, you need people to help organize people. But then you get like, okay, but it shouldn't take a whole department of people. It shouldn't. I don't know. It's just because, hey, okay. If you guys don't know, I'm a supply chain and operations guy. That's what I went to school for. So I'm very much into looking at processes and making a product, looking at a product, looking what it takes to make that product, and manufacturing it in a process as quickly and as efficiently as possible and getting it out to the customers. And like people and culture officers are called indirect value people. They don't directly contribute to making something for you guys. They just help, like an accountant. They're indirect people. I like to cut down on those departments as much as I can when I look at a process. But I understand the necessity of it. But that's what's going on with this Warner Bros. Thing. And apparently they want to have a very roll-up-your-sleeves family-style culture for this new company, this merger of the two. Okay, that's nice. Cool, family culture. Nice. That's pretty much all you need to know about that, guys. Arglass Vikings in the live chat says Millie Bobby Brown should call out those that objectify her rather than her blanket approach, hit them where it hurts in their sales figures. Well, yeah, that's the thing. And at least she came out and said that story. At least she came out and said, yeah, it's kind of gross, guys. I mean, she is just barely 18, so it's kind of like, ooh, what's next up on the schedule here? Twitter Roundup. That's a bit of a different, we're going to do something different today. We're going to try to talk about method acting. Well, we play some 4-player chess to round out the day. Let's take a look at the quick Twitter Roundup, and because this is where the breaking stuff happens, guys. Sorry, you're a time and motion guy. Just in time. Yeah. It's one of my disciplines for sure. What's going on here in the old Twitterverse? Danny DeVito praises Colin Farrell's performance in The Batman. Cool. Cool, man. I thought Colin did a great job. I think he did a great job in that. You take your hat off to anybody who sits in the makeup chair for that long. I did it with the Penguin and loved it. Well, actually, yeah. Thinking about it now, they both had to sit in that chair for a long time to get the prosthetics on. His nose and his forehead were all different for Danny DeVito, right? And then he had that bodysuit on, which must have been heavy as all hell. Whew. Yeah. Pedro Pascal and Craig Mazin are doing really smart things with the Last of Us series. It is in good hands because they love it so much, so it really is made of people that love it. Well, that's good to hear, because Halo is really not doing well. Halo is apparently made by people who never even played the games. Oh. You notice that nobody's actually really talking about Halo. I sat down to start watching the first episode, and I was like, guys, the trailers look so awesome for Halo. I'm not digging this. I'm not digging this. We'll have to see how that plays out. The Last of Us, it's got a good cast, so it's got Pedro in there, and he's saying that it's made by people who love it, so hopefully they do pay respects to the source material. For sure. Game of Thrones was one of his best experiences. Pedro Pascal would like to be in Face Off 2. With Nicolas Cage. Is there going to be a Face Off 2? Well, yeah, they mentioned that. Face Off 2, that if they did it, Cage would be on board, but I don't know how you would get him back unless you said that somehow he didn't die once he was stabbed through the heart with that harpoon gun. I don't know how you would get him back unless he was cloned. That could work. That could work. Maybe. Trailer for Candy. Jessica Biel. For Hulu. The new trailer. God. Moon Knight watch party. Oh yeah, sorry Fuzz. I was going to do the Moon Knight episode 2 yesterday. And I sat down. I went for my walk after I had my breakfast yesterday. And I sat down like around 3:30 p.m. to start watching Moon Knight. And I couldn't log on to YouTube. There was something wrong. I couldn't even get into my subscription feeds. I couldn't go on to even to log out. You know where you hit that log out button? I couldn't log out and log back in. It was weird. And it went on like that for hours. It wasn't until I think like 7:30. And by then I was already watching the baseball game. So we might have time later today to do it. But it's a Survivor night, so we'll see how that goes. And episode 3 just dropped, so I have to get to it. I have to get to it, otherwise I'm gonna fall behind. Jennifer Lopez documentary Halftime premieres June 14th. Halftime. Wow, cool. She's in a documentary. I'll watch that one. There's Skarsgård. Rory Kinnear in Alex Garland's Men. Well, yeah, from that trailer, Men. He plays all the guys in that trailer. Like he's got wigs on. He's all the same guy. Like when she goes into that pub, and there's like different guys in there. It's all played by Rory Kinnear. Rory Kinnear. It's all played by the same guy, and it's weird, man. Weird trailer. That's another most anticipated of the year for me, is Men. Alex Garland is cool. Trailer for Heartstopper has been released on Netflix. Okay. Kristen Stewart. I like black and white photos. I do. Because you know that I draw. Black and white's just all about tones and such like that. She takes a great picture. Definitely. She does. Selena Gomez. I'm going to talk about black and white photos. Yeah. Cool. It just, because because you can see the values more. You can see that, like, the shape of the face and all of that stuff much better when it's black and white. Hawaii couple have dropped their petition for a restraining order on Ezra Miller. Yeah, I saw that. I don't want to talk about him anymore. Okay. Barry Keoghan will star in Emerald Fennell's next film. The plot is under wraps. Okay. Well, you can't go wrong with Barry, right? Or Barry. James McAvoy. he transformed his body for glass and split. Poker Face. Joseph Gordon-Levitt has joined Peacock series Poker Face with Natasha Lyonne. Okay, the Batman. All right, I think that's it for the Twitter roundup. I don't see too much here more. And that's where we ended yesterday with Emma Stone. So that's the Twitterverse. We'll try to maybe. I'm gonna go for my walk after this. We'll try to do Moon Knight today. Maybe 3:30. Between 3 and 3:30. So like in about another couple hours, we'll try to do Moon Knight. Actually, I wanted to take a look at one quick thing before we take a look at this last article for method acting. Let's not waste time with that. No, I was going to look at the Reddit pages, but whatever. Let's go take a look at this article that came out. That's very interesting about method acting. And we're going to talk about this more in detail as I play a game of chess here. Mads Mikkelsen and Will Poulter, two great actors that I totally have the highest respects for. Of course, Mads, his resume is stellar, and Will Poulter is, I won't really look forward to his projects because he brings it to another level all the time. Even in movies that don't do all that well, like Detroit. I think that's from Detroit, right? Where he plays like a corrupt cop. Matt says it's BS, but preparation. You can take it into insanity. What if it's a S film? What do you think you've achieved? I'm impressed that you didn't drop character. You should have dropped it from the beginning. How do you prepare for a serial killer? You're going to spend 2 years checking it out? Yeah. The media goes, oh God, he took it so seriously. Therefore, he must be fantastic. Let's give him an award. Then that's the talk. And everybody knows about it and it becomes a thing. Yeah. And I think because Jared Leto has been notorious for his approach of being a method actor. Ever since, like, it really came to fruition when he was in Suicide Squad, mailing like dead pigeons or something to some of the other castmates, and I agree with it. If you take it overboard, that he took it so seriously that you should give him an award. No. So Will Poulter goes on to say, when it comes to an actor's process, whatever that is, so long as it doesn't infringe on other people's, and you're being considerate, then fine. But if your process creates an inhospitable environment to me, you've lost sight of what's important. Method acting shouldn't be used as an excuse for inappropriate behavior, and it definitely has. Yeah, for sure. And that's just sound advice. That's great. That's cool. I'm glad that they talked about that, because when you hear some of the reports about how, like, some people do take it too seriously, like how do you become studying for the Joker without, like, yeah, it doesn't compute for me. It's kind of like, oh man, what are you doing? Okay, so I'll pull up the old chessboard here, and hopefully we'll get some action. Hopefully this time the site will be working. Okay, 4-player. There we go. Now I'll be on the bottom here, guys, and we're going to talk about this method acting perhaps more. If you want to talk about the Northman, we can definitely talk about more Northman. Sometimes this takes a little bit of time because I got to find a game to get into. So we're just waiting for one more person. Method is good if the actor learns a skill or perfects an art. Otherwise, it's mad. As Matt says, it should not be inhospitable. And yeah, and that's the thing. That you heard stories that Jared Leto took it way too far on Suicide Squad. Okay, guys, I usually don't have to wait this long. All right, here we go. Now I'm on the bottom here, guys, so I'm the red team. I'm Homer. That's my name, Homer Cobb. So, if you haven't played 4-player chess, this is called free-for-all. So, sometimes you can work with teams with the person across from you, like it would be me with the yellow team. And this is called free-for-all, so it's everybody for themselves. And I've become somewhat of a master. Well, not a master, but I'd like to play this at least once a day. I love just letting my brain think about strategy, and it goes into different places. This is a tough game. It definitely is. Fuzz in the live chat says 4-player chess looks satanic. It is. But it looks like you can see the ratings here of other people. Because if here's the number one rule for free-for-all 4-player chess. You have to assume that the two players at your sides here are going to work as a team. And you don't want to really attack the guy across from you, because if you're going to assume that the green and the blue players are going to be a team, then they can use that to their advantage. Okay, so see what he's done here? He's put blue into check. And blue can move across here to save himself, which he should do. But because he's done that, I'm going to be a butthead, and I'm going to block him from doing that. So now he's going to probably have to move like that. Or he's going to have to move a pawn up. And I would probably move that pawn up is what I would do. But I've trapped his little thing there. His bishop. So see, green's going to try to get into my face here with that too. But he's got the bishop here because he's trying to block yellow from queening up. After 8 moves here, this would become a queen. So let's keep the pressure on blue here by moving up my knight. So method acting. I haven't worked on film. I've only worked on stage, and you can't do it, man. At least on stage, I know you can't method act on stage, because you got to wait for cues. You got to listen to like the stage director. There's just no time for that. I'm sure you can probably do it. You could probably get away with it, but yeah, it's not happening. All right, what's going on here? Okay, so yellow took that out. Interesting. So he's going to be pressured to move there. Let's And of course, we got a timer here, guys. So it starts off with a minute. This is 1-7 free-for-all chess. So if you waste too much time, your clock will run out and you'll lose. You'll just forfeit. And you'll see here very quickly, this will become diabolic. Okay, so I'm going to try to set up some defenses here for the long haul. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to set it up so that I can move out my other pieces and have it for an attack while I set up a defense of some kind here. Okay, so I got to take this. I just told you guys you should work as a team with the guys from the yellow, but I can't let him get too carried away with getting queens. So if he might not take it because it's kind of protected by that. So if he pulls back, well, he has to take it actually, because he can't go there because then he'll be taken like that. He's got to take it. Oh, he didn't take it. So green, yeah, green has to do that. Well, that's what happens when you're not paying attention. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to set up myself to castle here. because he set up his pawns nicely here, and then I'll be able to move over and be somewhat shielded from most attacks. And then I can move out all these other pieces to be aggressive. Okay, so we saw that. That's castle. All right. You're going to see it. Once everything starts to blow up, it's going to go wha-bam! And pieces are going to fall just like that. Wow, so it's moving clockwise. Astonishing that 3 moves occur before you have a chance to move. Strategy will shift. Exactly. And that's what you got to do. You got to assume that that green and blue are working as a team. So blue should now take an advantage and do that, because yellow can't do anything about that. But I'm going to put pressure on green to stop doing what he's doing by pressuring the bishop here, which he retreated. Okay, so that's good. That's good. All right, so what's my next move? Let's try to get this knight out of here. Oh yes, definitely frustrating. This is a game where a lot of people will rage quit. You'll find that you'll be doing okay, and then somebody will be just like, oh, I've had enough of this, and they'll just rage quit. That's very high in this game, because if 3 people team up against you, then you're done. You just can't win. And if I play a game of teams, you'll see that you can work as a team and do what they did over here. You can force pieces to be played while the other guy strikes in from this side, right? That's what you would want to do. You'd have like a pincer attack on one side. But since this is free-for-all, it's everybody for themselves. And I'm guessing you're going to do that. You have to. But I'm going to go like that. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Kill it. Gotta do it. Gotta kill it. You have to kill it, yellow. And yellow's probably contemplating to rage quit. But help is coming. Don't worry. See, I've pressured the queen here. Ooh, a little bit of a lag there. So if I were yellow, I would castle. I would castle. You don't have much choice. You can kill it, but then if he kills it, then green's just going to take it, so he can't. I would castle. Castle yellow. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Very interesting. See, what's going to happen is if yellow falls, then I'm dead meat. Because then blue and green will just team up on me. Ooh. Interesting. Well, we'll stop blue from getting a queen here. Yeah, very frustrating. But I love this game. Some of these matches can turn into epic battles. Where you can go for like at least 40. I've had matches last for like 50 minutes. I've had matches last 20 minutes. Like, no, I've had matches last 5 minutes. Because people just quit. Okay. Do you have the most experience? Yes, I do. Right below here, 22-4. Okay. So, I can pressure. I can pressure that. See, I'm just trying to keep yellow mitigated here. Yellow needs to do this. Yeah, he thinks he's being smart. I'm waiting for my opening. I'm waiting for an opening. I'd like to be able to get into here if I can, because then it'll force him to go back. And what happens here is that you'll notice people will get tunnel vision. They'll get locked into thinking that they have to make a queen. They got to queen up, and they'll lose sight. Ooh. Is that a worthy trade? It is a worthy trade. Now, that's a bit of a sacrifice here. See how we're getting points for each of these kills? The most points at the end wins, right? So checkmates are worth 20 points. And, yeah. That was a good trade. I like that trade. So the most points at the end wins. And if you don't make any moves and you just sit back and do nothing, then you won't be able to make any headway on things. So you can't play defense and wait for everybody to kill each other and then say, hey, I'm the last one standing. Because they'll have in 40 to 50 points each, and you won't be able to make that point difference up. Oh. What? Okay, so he queened up. So that forces me to do that. Oh, no, yellow just quit. So I'm dead. I'm dead. So I got to get over 11 points now. Yeah, yellow timed out. That's a bummer. That really messes me up. That's going to put so much pressure on me because now they're going to be attacking me. You're going to watch these two teams come at me now. Oh. My only hope is to checkmate one of them while they're fiddle farting out around here by themselves. And you guys can't see it because it's cropped out, but there is like a bar here on the other side that shows moves. Okay, so let's make a retreat. See how green's tunnel vision now. Green's going to go for the queen up, and if he was smart, he would be checkmating yellow, getting that 20 points. And I'm slowly moved into position here to put some damage on blue. So green has all the Green can checkmate so easily here. I gotta be careful. See, he's put himself into a position to do that to me. So I got to defend against that. Ooh! Blue timed out. So I got to checkmate blue here fast. That's not a smart move, green. Okay, so green has 29 points. I gotta get above 20 so that at least I'm gonna come in second place. And I gotta move my pieces out of the way here so I can put a check on blue. And hope that green's 21. Green's at 21. There, that was a checkmate for me. So that's over 28 points. So we're jockeying for first place here. He's got 2 queens. I got 1. Let's see what he's going to do. What can I do? I got to try to work out these. Okay, so I'm going to put pressure on him. I don't know why he did that. He's almost conceding doing that. I don't know why he would do that. That's bad play. That's almost handing me the match. Now I have a good chance to win. He just handed me the match. If I play my cards right here, 45 points to 42. So we're battling for first and second place here. And I'm going to make you pay for that hard. Come on, take it. If you're not going to take it, I'm going to use it against you. Now he's got to be careful here, because he can mess this up for himself so bad. I have the I have to be careful here too. Ah, he got me. Oh, he got me. 71 points. Okay, so I came in second. I didn't lose any points for that. Okay, guys. So that's let's see if I can blow that up. Yeah, you can see there. There's the final outcomes. I hope you enjoyed that. It's just some fun at the end instead of playing guitar. I came in second place, so I only made 0.02 points. But that's because these guys were so low. But that's how that works. What do you guys think? I'm going to go have my breakfast now, do my walk, and then I'll try to do the Moon Knight watch along sometime before dinner. And then tonight, guys, we got Survivor on. Survivor. Looks like the merge is coming, and can't wait for that. Cool. See you guys in a little bit for the Moon Knight watch along. See you tomorrow.